What's up, Leos? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie. We're going to read your tarot cards today. FYI, this reading is going to be geared more towards Leo rising. So anyone and everyone is welcome in this reading, of course. But I do encourage you to check out your rising sign because I'm mixing in a little astrology this week. So might be more accurate if you watch your rising sign, okay? Take away only what resonates. This is a general message, but you will always be accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Take what resonates, what speaks to you, motivates you, inspires you. Release anything else. Assume it's going out to someone else who needs to hear it. Okay? Let's have some fun and get you some insightful messages. I'll be honest, the messages have been heavy this week. I just did 2 in a row that were very... it probably has something to do with that full moon energy. We have a full moon in Capricorn coming up later this week, and so there's some feels in the air. So I don't know how you feel about that. But I will say, looking at your cards already, these ones seem a little bit more lighthearted, so let's do it. Let's do it. Bottom of your deck is Knight of Pentacles, so moving forward with some sort of offer. If you're applying to jobs, this could be you. It could be a small offer coming your way, making forward moves and strides and all things related to money and career. We'll see. Or possibly dating an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, something like that. All right, let me put these aside. We will clarify as needed. So you seem to be waiting on some sort of milestone in a relationship. I don't know if you're waiting on an engagement or the signing of a business contract. It seems to be a little bit delayed. It is a test of your patience and your endurance. I do see that. A lot of energy and work is being put into matters of the house and home right now. Cancer season. That makes a lot of sense to me. The Sun and Venus are in Cancer. So for you, Leo, that is happening in your 12th house. So you... Don't take this as a negative message. You're going to be spending a lot of time alone in the next few weeks. That's not a bad thing. In fact, you should absolutely take advantage of the peace and quiet, the solitude to gather your thoughts on things that are that have been left untied, or things that sort of need more time and attention, especially matters of the heart, spiritual matters. Yeah, there's some internal conflict that you need to work through. And for you, because Cancer is your 12th house, that's the perfect time to do it because you actually have the time and space and distance away. Some of you may just be feeling drained, and so it will be a welcomed relief to be able to push pause on the social life for a bit. And then it'll be your birthday season and you'll emerge once again, right? That'll be great. Let's see. I'm wanting to tell you more about this waiting thing, but I guess those are absolutely related because there's something, it's almost like cosmically there's a reason why there is this delay in some sort of milestone or achievement, partnership, collaboration. It could even be something regarding a house or moving locations. It will happen, but it's going to be delayed, and it's because you need to sort something out internally. You may be asked to move locations, or there might be a need to distance yourself even more than you thought you were going to need to. Yeah, I'm getting something about a further distance. There may be a longer commute. There may be more travel time involved, so do the prep work now to make it easier on yourself. Slow and steady wins the race. You're going to enjoy being able to work on things in your household right now. Any type of creative projects or building or something very earth-related material. Could literally be doing something outside in the earth. It could be gardening. You may be restoring your swimming pool. You may be, I don't know, something in nature. It's very tucked away. I know this is such an unusual message, but enjoy the privacy because there's actually there's a spiritual benefit to you spending this time in solitude. It doesn't mean you're going to be a hermit the whole month. It doesn't mean you won't see anyone. It's just there's a reason for it. You're busy rearranging stuff in your own personal life. There's personal matters coming through here that are requiring your attention. All right, let's talk about I'm just looking at your money houses here. You're waiting on an offer from the King of Pentacles, and I think you will get the offer. If you're getting a new job, they may require you to take some sort of class or course to better prepare you or better improve your knowledge base or your skills. So just be prepared for that. In fact, that may have been part of the delay. If you thought you were starting on this date or that date, they may have. I just keep getting this idea like they sent you to go take a course or to, become the master of your craft type vibe. You're getting there, but it's all shown with earth energy, so it's slow as molasses. And I understand that that's very annoying to you, but you're building to something much greater, much deeper. You have the Nine of Cups coming up, which is the wish fulfillment card. It's so funny. It's like they're very ups and downs, or cards of like great fortune and success, and cards that are like, we need to think this through and go back to the drawing board. And I feel like I've said that to you the last several weeks, Leo. There's something about your energy recently. It's been like, we're good, no we're not. We're good, no we're not. And I'm not saying that's necessarily true, but it feels like you're having highs and lows personally. Wins and losses, which I mean, that's life, right? But I'm trying to get you something of substance here. But the pattern of these cards, they're just kind of odd. It's almost like you're having an identity crisis. Like you've lost the idea, or you may be questioning your path of what you thought you wanted versus what you really want. And the irony is that you're so close to some sort of milestone. It's like some of you are thinking of like dipping out from your main job or career, and like, but it's like you're up for a promotion, in the coming few months or whatever. And the thing is, this. I don't think this accolade or the success or whatever comes out of nowhere. I think it's like, I don't know if my heart is in it anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Some of you, it's just like you have this feeling of, it's like you come so close to what you set out to achieve, and I see you questioning if you want it anymore. Does that make sense to anyone out there? And this isn't me telling you. This is something that I see you having a real internal grappling with internally, a real internal struggle. Is like money isn't everything. It's almost like you loved the idea of something because of all the bells and whistles that it came with, but in actuality, when you got that thing or came very close to achieving it, I'm almost getting the idea of something about dirty money. Like to acquire that title or that position, you realized it really took a toll on like your moral or ethical code as a person. So some of you, it's like you want to start over, but you're going to be hell-bent and determined to do it your own way, because you have a very specific guiding sense of principles. It's almost like you have this newfound philosophy of how you want to go about something. Interesting. And I'm almost getting this beautiful rebellion of like, well, I'd rather do it my way. So, like anything, practice good balance. Make sure you're not being headstrong for the wrong reasons. But the thing is, I actually think for most of you, there's like this enlightenment of, I don't want to have to compromise who I am as a person to achieve this thing I want to achieve. And that may even happen in your, romantic relationships too. I feel like a lot of you may have been making compromises for many years now. And there's this moment where, that's what I mean, in this period of wait, a lot of you change your mind or change your course of action or rethink the game plan or the strategy to go after what you want, but in a new way that doesn't compromise or bend I just keep wanting to say your morals, your philosophies, your ethical code. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of you are... This is just such an interesting reading. A lot of you get exactly what you wanted. And then when you have it, you change your mind and you're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Or again, you're really internally struggling or grappling with this concept of who you have to be in order to maintain this thing or fill this role. A lot of you, you're doing like a swan song. You're doing like this grand exit. Because with this new thing you want, there's a lot of responsibility, which ain't nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of, I think, power that comes with it, but it takes a toll on you physically, and I see you going back to the drawing board. It's almost like, in metaphor, it's like you had to conquer all these wars, all these battles. You were struggling to get ahead, knowing that this prize was at the end of the road. And it's been a long time coming, and again, either you're just about there or you get there. And something about it, I almost want to say, is like stomach turning or gut wrenching. Like, you have an interaction with someone that I'm just getting really slimy, really sleazy. And I'm not saying this person controls your future. I'm not saying that because you had one bad interaction, you're just going to up and quit. That's not at all what I'm saying. Because something about this was absolutely showing you that if you set your mind to something, Leo, you can do anything. And I think this just about proves it. I just get this idea that there's, I don't know if the word humbling is appropriate, but first of all, just congratulate yourself that you set your mind to something and basically achieved it, right? You know? And with that, there's something very liberating and empowering, recognizing when something isn't in alignment with your heart, your soul, your mind, your body, even, you know, what you want for yourself. You have very high expectations for yourself, and with that, you have very high expectations of others. And I think this is what it is. I think you're working with the people who don't share the same ethical code or values. Because in your 10th house of long-term career goals, you're just about done with something. And this to me is like, I can't stand the bullshit anymore. I'm doing this, but why? You're really having like this crisis of faith or this identity crisis of, I'm in so deep, it would be crazy to stop now. And yet my heart is kind of telling me to withdraw or pull back a little bit. And that's what I mean. I don't think all the pieces of the puzzle have revealed themselves yet. It's almost just a feeling you have. And I think there's some evidence, there's some substance that informs you of why you're feeling this way, but there's more to be revealed there, and I think this is not supposed to be a negative, pessimistic thing at all, but the more you sort of contemplate this, you're going to see potential for areas of major transformation in your life that were hidden to you before. Things you didn't see before, they make themselves known, and that's why Cancer season is going to be so pivotal for you. There's a very big turning point where I'm almost getting you about face. You do like a 180. You're picking your battles wisely now. Something that you were investing a lot of time and energy and effort in. It just feels like you see the forest from the trees and you're like, but why am I doing this? A lot of people around you are going to think that you are, I'm not going to say crazy, but because you were so adamant and driven about this one person or this one subject or this one opportunity, when you do a 180, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of chattering around you, like, well, are you sure you want to do this and this and that? But it's all fear-mongering. And I'm not even saying they're doing it intentionally, but it's like your friends, your family, whoever, they're worried that all of a sudden you've lost your zest for life. It's not that you've lost it. You've found a new area to invest energy in that you see much more potential in. Because here's the thing. There's a better sense of control in how you get to interact with your people or your clients or your customers. I don't think you want to be told what to do, which, that's a very humanistic thing. And the thing is, you can. In a sense, nothing was wasted here because you proved to yourself that when you set your sight on something, you can and will accomplish it. You're just being more choosy and selective now. Because you went to battle, you went to war for this, and it wasn't easy. But what you thought you were getting on the other side was below expectation. You thought it was going to be this way, and it ended up being that way. And so now you're like, okay, I see what this is about now, but I still want it. I want it that way. And so a lot of you are going to move. A lot of you are going to travel. You're going to change locations. Some of you may even be leaving the country. Now, that may or may not be for a job. That may just be for a, hey, I've been working 10 years at a corporate job. I'm going to take a vacation, like especially out of the country, wherever you are based. I see international travel for you for sure. Because you do seem to have some money tucked away. Some of you are even changing what you're going to spend your money on. You may have been acquiring or saving for a very specific thing related to this trajectory, this career thing. A lot of you are going to realize what you were always meant to do with that money. And for some of you, like, you may end up actually spending it to go back to school or this or that. Yeah, this is so interesting. I don't know. This is all very vague, but I hope this is resonating for some of you out there. At this point, you'll probably know if it's your message or not, right? What are you fighting for, and is it worth it? I don't have to tell you this because I know you. My Leos are not afraid to fight. My Leos are not afraid to put forth the energy and dedicate them. Fixed fire, dedicate, commit, persist at something, but you have to believe in it. It has to fall within your code of conduct, your code of ethics. I know that sounds so corporate, but I don't know how else to say it. Your philosophies, your belief in life. And a lot of you, it feels like, I'm just getting this underwhelming, like you got punched in the gut because you understand the politics of what you're doing now, and you're like, again, the idea of like dirty money, you're like, I don't want to be associated with this company because what they're doing is evil. It's sinister. That's an example. I'm not saying that's the absolute truth for all of you, but the 9 of Cups is showing up in your 8th house, and to me, because that is a house of soul and spirituality, your soul knows what it wants, and nothing here has been wasted. So don't look at it as, like, even this reading, if it's bumming you out, then you're misunderstanding what this reading is about. This is about understanding that you followed your instincts, your intuition, to go towards this thing, and you discovered what you were meant to discover. So now use that to course correct and it's not even course correct, to go after that next chapter in your life. Therein lies the wish fulfillment. It's like the second time around, you get what you really wanted out of it. Because you know something now that you didn't know before, and that is invaluable. That was the experience that you needed. You needed the knowledge, and there was no other way to get that knowledge than to get in there, to get it, to work with those people, to, you know what I mean, to achieve that title. Tell me about this. Some of you may end up going back to an old business partner or a collaborator of some kind, whether it's a friend or whoever, to talk about some sort of money deal. It's something you maybe had an idea about in the past, or maybe in the past you actually did this thing and worked with them, but you're revisiting it with fresh eyes. There's very much like an I can do it myself mentality, and yet it comes, there's a positive business connection here with someone from your past who can either help you get there or someone who wants to help support you. You may be asking for funds or loans or something to get yourself started. I just see you not wanting to be associated with a certain entity anymore. I see you putting up walls and being very careful who you share your stories and your experience with. Some of you feel like someone disobeyed your trust or went back on a deal that was, I don't know if it was in writing or what, but some of you feel like you have to withdraw from the people you trusted trusted the most, especially in a employment setting. Yeah, you're turning your back on people because they disappointed you. There could be a male fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, who's going to be a key business partner for you in the coming, I would even say the coming years. Now, if this is all business, job-related career stuff, it's possible that some of you, if you are in a long-term committed relationship, there could be proposals for you. I would even say proposals on like a destination type stuff, like a vacation. I don't know if you're planning a destination wedding, or you may get proposed to on some sort of vacation or some sort of like luxury cruise or trip or something like that. Especially with a male earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or a Cancer. Some of you may be joining worlds, and this would be someone that you very strongly hope to build your life with. You're going to have to be a little bit patient, but I do see that coming in for you. Some of you are going to start dating an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, especially a new one. If you're single and looking, earth signs, male or female, are looking really good this week. And the Wheel of Fortune, absolutely. Things are opening up. Things are headed in a positive direction. Things are changing, and with that, sometimes releasing or changing can be difficult. Sometimes that means we have to let go of things that we were very attached to. But you have to look at it as you're making space for what's better. You're making space and room for what is actually meant to be yours versus settling, versus holding on to just what's fallen into your lap or what you've worked for, but you're holding on to it on principle alone. Well, I've worked for this, so I have to. But what is it doing for you? Are you just holding on to that, whatever, that title, that position, that partnership out of how it looks on your resume, what it does for your social status, and I'm not attacking you. I know that sounds really harsh, but it's really good to ask yourself, why are you holding on to what you're holding on to? Is it slowing down the process of what you're meant to achieve and accomplish? Interesting. All right, Leo, that's what I got for you this week. Please remember to like the video, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you next week for more tarot. Bye, Leo.